Well folks, my latest 1/24th scale modeling project is right there. I recently picked this up from a collection from a gentleman who is trying to downsize his model cars, and he's already started. Well, most of what I bought were started. There's one Chevy Nova that's still sealed in the box, but there's this kit, and I have two race cars that they're already started, and let's take a look at what we got. So these are going to have to be deconstructed, painted, because they've already, like I say, they've been started, and they will probably need to have some corrections done. Obviously, you know, things aren't painted, and well, you'll see the Dodge Dart in just a minute here. Well, when I bought this collection, I didn't realize that the Dodge Dart was part of the kit. So here's the Dodge Dart, Richard Petty Dodge Dart, and the instruction manual. And as you can see, it's been started. The Dart is started. And so what I'm going to need to do is figure out what parts I want to paint separately. Obviously the body, and the tires need to come off, the wheels, and where am I here? You can see there's a few pieces still on the sprues. The engine is here in the bag. There we go. So I'll start with the engine. Take apart, I think, this piece right here is supposed to be painted Richard Petty blue. The rest of it I think is black or gray, I can't remember. And obviously the transmission is aluminum. So that's what I got to figure out. Okay, what needs to be disassembled and painted a different color? The body panels are going to be Richard Petty blue. There's still some engine components. The exhaust is going to be silver gray, aluminum, whatever. And yeah, let's go. Get the body off of the chassis. Come on. He even built up the roll cage. Alright, wish me luck on taking the tires apart. Oh, alright, good. One of them's already been split. Yeah, there we go. So I got one tire. Holy cow. Screwdriver. And maybe I can pry these apart. Maybe. There we go. Okay, good. So yeah, first order of business is going to be taking the chassis apart and painting. Come on. Let's see, all of the interior tub is all going to be blue. The fuel cell is supposed to be red. I don't know if I can get that out. I don't think I'll even try. Probably brush paint it. And this thing right here, can't remember what that is, but that's not supposed to be blue. Again, brush painting. I think I may just paint the wheels separately. They recommend the rear suspension being black too. Don't know. Don't know if that's going to come apart. That's a part. There's a lot of glue I just noticed right here in this part of the spring. I don't think that's going to come off. It's not coming loose. Okay. Well, this front suspension is going to be black as well. Yikes. I'm just noticing a lot of glue in here. Don't think it's gonna... Don't want to break anything. Okay. So you see my conundrum here. This may just all get spray painted blue and then brush painting black the wheels or something like that. Okay, I'll be back. Oh, and before I forget, the Ford race team car, truck, ramp truck is also well assembled. It's probably 70 or 80%. I'll put the chassis down here and show you if I can make some space. The chassis is mostly assembled and painted, and so that's going to take some work. I'll start with the Dart and work towards the... Oh, and the other thing about the ramp truck is that he cut the side panels out to make doors, working doors, which means that not only do I have to deal with the doors and finding a way to hinge them, but I have to make boxes down here for the doors to be open to. And it looks like he broke the panel back here. You can't see it. Looks like he broke it or scratched it right there. So, again, the ramp truck is going to take some work. Another day. Let's stick with the Dart. So I thought I'd give you a quick shot of me spraying the car blue. You can see I've got part of it done. Need some more in the back here. First coat. See, I got some spots to get in. A little heavy in places there, didn't I? So there's the first coat on the back end, and put another coat on in a few minutes. I've got some touch-up work to do with the blue paint on the what do you call it, the engine mounts, the forward engine mounts. So what I'm going to do is spray some of this into the cup, enough to get, there we go, some for the brush paint, and I gotta spray the there's still some in there, liquid. Try again. Alright. This spray, no, it's always clogging up. Okay, over to the engine mounts right now. Okay, forward engine mounts right here. Of course, I didn't put my magnifying glasses on, so I can't see. Great. Good plan. I'm gonna have to come back afterwards and touch up some of the silver and black. I've got to put my magnifiers on. I can't see what I'm doing. I know there's an engine there somewhere. Obviously, this would have been easier if it would painted beforehand. I found I just couldn't take the engine apart anymore. So I sprayed it black and then brush painted the silver that you see. Great. The black keeps bleeding through. Okay, there she be. That's as good as I'm going to get it, I think, with the blue. I don't know. Well, it isn't going to matter, because a lot of it's going to be, in here is going to be behind the fan. So, not terribly visible. Got some more touch-up work to do on the engine. There's the fan assembly, and yeah, a little more touch up and I can get the engine assembled. Here's my silvers that I used on the engine. Get the finished assembly of the engine and move on to the yeah, what do you call it, the chassis and pan that I'm working on right now. Got to put another coat of blue on that. We'll see you later. Bye for now. Update on the Dodge Dart. Here we are. Notice it's got lots of blue on it, along with some black and silver and gray. And the tube shocks are painted yellow, of course. The engine's in place. And at this point, I can see I need to put the rear view mirror in place. The fuel, what do you call it? Filler neck, I guess. Needs to be put back there. I need to paint it first. Tires. I have the tires. I'm going to put some wear on them here, and I'll show you how I do that. And assemble the tires and wheels. Put them in place. And I have the body panels. These are the rear and front panels, but the body hasn't been painted blue yet. I was having a little bit of trouble with my spray can of blue. It was fogging up, the tip was getting all clogged. So yeah, I may have to buy a new can of, was it Wildflower Blue? Alright, so scrubbing up the tires. Do that 4 times, be all set. Now back again with the Dodge Dart, Richard Petty version, and as you can see, the decaling has begun. I had a heck of a time with the paint on this. This was Rust-Oleum, and it's a satin blue color, wildflower blue. There we go. And it kept orange peeling on me really bad. I mean, the satin finish, you can see, is kind of a not terribly glossy. I can live with that. It was just really badly orange peeled. This is at least 3 coats with sanding between. So one side done, I think. Yeah, looks done. And one of the things I noticed, this is an old set. When is this date from? 1990s? Around 1990. Don't know if you could tell, but there is lettering here, and there's lettering here. It's a very, very, very faint. What I finally had to do was hold it up to a bright light and let the light shine through it, and then I could see that there was lettering there. And then what I do before I cut it out is, I think you can see right over here, I mark the outside edges of the lettering and then cut inside of those marks. So it adds another challenge to the decal process. So yeah, it's there somewhere, and so's all that somewhere, like in there maybe. So yeah, I'm going to spare you having to watch me decal this. What's that white mark? All right, what's that? Looks like something in the finish. Great. Yeah, I painted the window surrounds, and the hood's all painted, the trunk's all painted. I gotta do a little bit of silver paint here and there, but the painting's all done pretty much, and just gotta finish the decaling. I'll bring you back when the decaling's all done, and yeah, maybe I'll do the silver aluminum paint edging stuff too. Hello, and as you can see, the decals are all done on the Dodge Dart, and I put 2 coats of Rust-Oleum gloss clear on there, and she's ready for some of the final assembly steps. Let's see what I can show you. You can see, put a pretty nice clear glossy coat on there. The only problem I've got is after I sprayed, there's 2 little dots of something or other flew into the clear finish. There's one there and one there. So the hood's going to have to be sanded and resprayed again. So that goes back to the, and the other thing I just noticed, I put the windows in, and I used crystal, was it crystal clear from Microscale, and I had it laying on the hood, on the roof like that, on this material here, and notice the little spots it left. Great. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Maybe I can buff that out later. It's got a, the clear coat has to seal, harden. There we go. Okay, the next step is to combine the chassis and the body. So I did a test fit before the decaling, and it just took a little bit of spreading and finagling to get these 2 to go together. Maybe. Right back here. Come on. I know it doesn't help any to talk to it, but it makes me feel better. There we go. Wow. That it? Okay. So there's our chassis and body put together. I don't know what glue points we have. Okay. There's right up there on the firewall. And it's not fitting very tight over here. There we go. Just wasn't set in square. And how's the back end look? I'm just trying to see if there's any points of gluing up in here maybe. Oh, you can't see it up in there. I might be able to get some glue up in there. Let's see what happens when I put the, here's all that's left of pieces and parts. Front bumper and grille. Where's the rear bumper? There it is. Rear bumper and these two valance panels for front and rear. So I think what I will do is I will get some glue up in here and up in here, and glue the front bumper and valance panels in. Pardon me while I pause this, and I'll bring you back when they're together. I don't have a really good system for holding the camera yet, and yeah, if anyone has a suggestion, leave a comment down below, please. Right now I'm using a tripod, and I'm sitting back about 2 feet from the workbench. It's a little difficult. So I'll bring you back in a couple of minutes. What I've done is I've assembled the lower valance panel to the grill, and I did a little bit of fitting over here on this side. I had to check the other side for fit too. What I found was, if I can get on the camera, yeah, that looks pretty good. I just had to trim a little bit off on the top of the bumper right there at the end of my thumbnail. So I think what I will do is put a spot of super glue right along there. Am I in the camera? Put a spot right there and try and glue it into place without getting it all over the place. Whoops. You probably want to see what I'm doing, right? Yeah, okay, come on. Come on. Right in there. Come on, super glue, catch. So once the glue sets there, I'll glue the other side, and I'll show you when she's done. Alright, the glue's still setting, so I don't dare touch it, but let's see how it looks with the hood in place. See how it fits with the hood in place. What's going on here, folks? Sorry. Notice the hood's a little bit not fitting. Gotta be careful. Like I say, the grill and front bumper are just, it's still wet, and then the hood's not fitting. guess is I need to shave a little bit down on the edges. Too much paint. But so be it for now. There's the front end. Now maybe they'll fit in the hole, maybe. Yeah, right, just like that. Oh, I thought I had it. What happened? Super glue was attached to the tweezers. Great. Like that. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. And then the trunk lid and we're done, right? Oh no, darn it. Rear valance and bumper. And I still have the exhaust here. Alright, I'm going to have to get you out of the way for a second. Sorry. Alright, so I had to take the valance panel off. So put the bumper on first, because the valance panel didn't want to fit very well. So the super glue is still drying on that. You can see the fuel filler neck is in place. And I just put the exhaust pipes on, and as you can see they don't line up very well with the manifold or the headers. So there's the undercarriage shot right there, and I still haven't glued the lower valance into place, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to need to do a little bit of fitting and trimming, so I want to wait for the glue to dry back there first. But the trunk lid does fit quite nicely. Look at that. I like that. Alright, we gotta fix the hood. Well, and I gotta fix the valance panel. So when those are done, guess what? The car will be done. Well, I gotta do some repairs to the finish. But it's all assembled. I can tell because there's nothing left in the box. Oh, you can't see it, but the box is empty. Trust me. Welcome back, folks, and guess what? She's done. The 69 Dodge Dart Richard Petty racing car is done, and there you go. I got the hood to fit finally. It's really tight. You can see this a little bit loose there on the driver's side. Recommendation if you build this kit is to take a file and narrow the hood down a little bit. I think the issue is that either the hood's too wide or the grill isn't quite long enough. It needs to be just a smidgen, like a 1 or 2 millimeters wider. You can see I blacked out the grill, did a little bit of weathering on the tires, got a hair on the right front tire, and had some issues with the decals, but it was really hard getting the white decals cut right. But it is what it is. There it is, done. The last time, let's see, what was I doing? I was trying to get the valance panel in the back to fit, and it finally did. A little persuasion and some super glue. I had to glue one side in, let that dry and harden, and then push the other side up into position for it to sit right. Let's see if I can get the trunk off. There was, what I finally decided to do as far as the issues with the finish on the clear coat was I just took some rubbing compound. I took some rubbing compound to the roof, to the trunk lid, and to the engine compartment lid to shine that up, polish off the issues, if you will, that had cropped up. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there's a good reflection off the roof there. The roof came out really nice, super smooth, with just a little bit of rubbing, maybe 15 minutes worth of rubbing compound. The interior looks pretty cool. Come around to the front again, and let's see if I can pop the hood off. Let's see how tight it is. Oh, and there was a couple of little pieces of dust in the hood that I scraped off with an X-Acto blade, and then I polished them with the rubbing compound. Come on. There we go. And the engine compartment. For the air intake grill, I used some panel line accent from Tamiya. There's the engine and the engine compartment. So here we have complete the 69 Dodge Dart Richard Petty race car. I still have to do the ramp truck, and that's in the works in my workbench. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up down below. Down there. Leave a thumbs up, please. And if you are so inclined, share it with friends and relatives, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have fun with your modeling. Bye for now.